Hello everybody, it's Optitron Prime here, and I'm sorry for the delay in video reviews, but had some problems with my other tripod and the light, and I figured out what the deal was, and I bought a new tripod, so we're going to just keep on rolling. And today I'm going to do a video review of the Transformers Earthrise Deluxe Class Alicon. And I gotta tell you straight up, I dig this mold, I dig this guy. And I do have two versions of the mold, and I will bring in the other version for a comparison here in just a little bit. But I gotta tell you straight up, I like this guy a lot. And for those of you who remember the 86 movie, like I do, you'll know this is an extremely faithful representation of how the Alicon looked in the film. Now, the 86 movie is a little bit before my time. Full disclosure, I was born when Beast Wars was on the air, so I'm kind of young, but I did watch the 86 movie, and I love the 86 movie. But I didn't discover Transformers until the first Michael Bay film came out, and I've been kind of in love with it ever since. But anyhow, all that aside, here is the Alicon, and I gotta tell you, I really do like this. And we'll get a little bit closer on here so we can see the details of him. Nice, really nice head sculpt. The powder blue for the face there, and the purple nose and the silver mouth guard and the red eyes just look really good together. The colors work well together. The overall gray and green and purple coloring work very well. And I know some people have complained about the kibble on his arms, but this is the arms for the alt mode, and it doesn't really bother me at all. You know, because it's part of the alt mode. It's not just a random piece of kibble they put on there. It actually serves a purpose for the gator mode. So anyway, he comes with two accessories. I've got him plugged into his hands. He comes with a spear and a sword that can be stored in his tail, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now. So turn him around here, and there is, I might have to move some stuff around here. There is a hole right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a hole there that the handle of the sword will plug into. So you kind of have to finagle it into this space right here, and then push it in there. Now, it is a loose connection. It does tend to wobble around, but I mean, really, if he's just standing there as a gator, you're not going to be messing with his tail too much, I don't think. So we'll go ahead and plug this back in, take the sword out, and take a look at some of the details of him that they molded in. Now, I've mentioned in my other two reviews that Hasbro has been going above and beyond with their molded in detail, and they really have. Just molding and stuff. They didn't pick it out in paint, but I understand that Hasbro's working on a budget, so, and you know, the lack of paint doesn't really bother me as much as it does a few other people, but to each their own opinion. So, very nice molded in details here on the chest region, and the waist plate looks very nice, and some molded details on his thighs there all around, and nice molded in scale detail for the back of the gator mode. Now I dig that. Of course, he's got the gator scales back here, and overall just very nice design, very nice mold, and I dig it. So for comparison, I'll bring in a Siege figure. Here he is with, knocked him over there, I'm sorry about that. Here he is with Siege Ironhide, and I can't wait to take a look at this guy. Now, according to Amazon, a little side note, according to Amazon, I'm supposed to be getting the Earthrise Ironhide and Prowl pack in on Monday. So if that does get here, then I'll see about doing a review of that pack, but I wanted to get through most of Wave 2 of Earthrise first, and then this is the last one I'm going to do because RC is not their best work. I do have her, and I will bring her in for a comparison in just a minute, but I haven't figured out her transformation to the full extent yet, so she will not be getting a video review, and I apologize for anyone who wants to see that. But if I can't transform a figure, I'm sure not going to do a video review on it and wind up getting frustrated and throwing her against the wall back there and breaking her. So I'll just end up displaying her as a robot, and that'll be the end of it. And she'll be one of the few figures I have that I don't transform. But that's okay, I suppose. But anyway, there he is with Ironhide. And find a place to save him down here. We'll go ahead, since I've mentioned her, get her all straightened out here. See if she can stand on this surface. I haven't tried this yet. Here he is with RC. She's not wanting to stand for some reason. And, you know, the backpack on RC doesn't bother me at all whatsoever. It's the fact that I can't figure out how to make her legs work for car mode that really bothers me about this figure. If I ever do end up figuring it out and can transform her back and forth about 4 or 5 times, then she might get a video review, but I'm certainly not going to make that a priority right now. So, for anybody that wanted to see a video review of her, I'm sorry. But she is just... I haven't figured out her transformation. And I really don't feel like getting frustrated and breaking her, because I really don't want to have to buy another one. So, in robot mode, she shall stay. You can see Alicon is a little bit shorter than she is, and he keeps wanting to fall over. RC's a little bit taller than him by, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch or so. But there he is with RC, and here he is with Blue Streak. I did get Earthrise Blue Streak in the mail, and I will be taking a look at him fairly soon, I imagine. He might be my next review that'll come out tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. But full disclosure, I love this mold. I do have him and Smokescreen. Smokescreen, of course, was my first review. But I will be taking a look at this guy fairly soon. And we'll compare him with another Beast Former in robot mode. And I absolutely adore this figure. And I have actually pre-ordered the Kingdom version of this guy. Can't wait to have it to do some comparisons with. And I guess some of you already know who I'm talking about here. It is, I don't know if you know which version I'm referring to. Let me get his heel spur flattened out here. Here he is with an absolute gem of my collection, Masterpiece Optimus Primal, who nothing wants to stand today. I don't know why. But I just thought he would be a good random comparison to bring in. I absolutely adore this guy, and I will be taking a look at him. I do have Megatron, but that transformation is so fiddly, I don't know if I'm going to be taking a look at him in video review form or not. But I for sure will be taking a look at this guy, because I absolutely adore this guy. And I do have the Kingdom version pre-ordered. I don't know exactly when it's going to get here, but I'm super excited for the Kingdom stuff to come out. Everything I've seen that's not a repack RC, everything I've seen that's a new figure is just absolutely fantastic looking. So we shall see how they compare when they get here, but get him off to the side. We'll do one more robot mode comparison, because why not? Here he is with Robots in Disguise Drift. Now everything that you have seen as a comparison I will take a look at, with the exception of RC. I can't wait to take a look at the Robots in Disguise guys, because all of them except for Sideswipe are really, really good figures. I don't hate Sideswipe, but he's the weakest warrior figure in my opinion. But I will be taking a look at all of those guys. So anyway, Oh, one more comparison I almost forgot about. I mentioned I was going to bring in his mold mate. Here's the bailiff from the Pit of Judgment set, and you can see the differences between the two. The head sculpts are obviously different, and honestly, between the two, I like this one better. And he comes with a giant axe weapon, and I'll get more in depth with this guy when I do a review of it. I might split it up into the Quintesson, this guy, and the 3 other guys. I'll split that up probably into 3 separate reviews. But yeah, here he is with his mold mate now. The heads are different. The main melee weapons are different. The swords are the same. The alt mode arms are the same. A lot of stuff is actually the same on these guys. The main differences that I can see are the paint, the paint job and the head, and the weapons, of course. And I'll transform this guy off camera here in just a little bit, and we'll compare the gator modes. Without further ado, we'll get into Alicon's transformation. So first of all, remove the spear weapon. Don't you fall over on me, bailiff. Why don't you just sit over there? And how I usually start is bend his arm back. I think, no, you don't do that, do you? I'm already forgetting his transformation, and I'm sorry for that. I'll go ahead and start here. Lift up the skirt piece, move the tail out of the way, and rotate the waist around 180 degrees, and that will allow the waist flap to fold all the way under. And then, let's see, this tab is going to go in this slot on the side of him here. It's interesting to do this behind the camera. Try to find just the right way to do it. There it goes. I felt it slide. Nope. I thought I felt it slide in. Can't hardly see what I'm doing here. The shadow is casting on this. I thought that felt promising, but clearly it isn't. There it goes. And then rotate this piece backwards. It might help to do this from the other side. Yep, that helps a lot. Sorry. Fold this piece back and then lift up the tail and rotate it 180 degrees. And this is all going to come up and push the robot head down into the chest, and then these tabs right here are going to tab into slots on his chest. Make sure we straighten the legs out so he'll stand up. And that is basically the transformation. It's a very simple transformation. It's not exactly how it was in the 86 movie, but it's not always easy to get that 100% identical. I'll go ahead and plug the sword back in his tail here. And that didn't slide all the way in for some reason. Yes, it did. It just leaves a gap back there for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or it's just supposed to look like that. I don't know. We'll go ahead and plug those tabs back in. There we go. And then the spear weapon If you want storage for this, for those who like weapon storage, there's a slot right here, and there's a tab on either side of his back right here. It's kind of hard to see when it blends into the scales, but that does line up and peg on right there. I promise you it does. It's Murphy's Law, I tell you. The camera's on and things are going to go wrong. There it goes. And there is the Alicon in its beast mode. And a lot of the details from the robot mode are still present here, with the back of the gator there and the molded in details. The mouth on the gator mode does open and close, so he can eat. He can look like he's eating small guys, I suppose. And articulation wise, in this mode, the arms flip around 180 degrees. The legs kick forward that far, back that far before it whacks into the tail. Outwards, you can do the full splits. It's got a thigh swivel. And the knee joint's very tight on this, and I appreciate that. He's got a little bit over 90 degrees, looks like. And the tail has come untabbed. Maybe the head is not pushed in all the way. I don't. It's Murphy's Law, I tell you. Murphy's Law. There it goes. There it goes. I just didn't have it tabbed in all the way. And he does have ankle tilts. And I realize now that I forgot robot mode articulation, so we'll bring in the bailiff real quick to show that off before I move on to other size comparisons. The head rotates about the way a natural human head does. The arms rotate a full 360 and go out a little bit on the inner joint there. He does have a wrist swivel. Of course, he has the waist swivel for transformation. Legs can kick if you move the waist skirt forward that far, back that far before it hits into the tail, and does full splits just like beast mode. And of course I forgot about this. The feet can move this way. I don't know why you do that, but he does have the ankle tilt. Now for comparison, here's one I wanted to compare him with, even though it's going to be a drastic size difference. And I will, like I said, take a look at this guy. I'll have to find his gun, but I love this guy. The Generation Sterling 30 Rat Trap. Absolutely adore this figure. And as soon as when I find his gun, I'll reunite him with his gun and figure out when I'll take a look at him. There he is with Rat Trap. And just for the fun of it, I thought I'd bring in a car as well as one of his wave mates. Here he is with Smokescreen. Excuse me. And we'll bring Blue Streak back in to see the size difference when he transforms into beast mode. Don't know how much he really changes between robot mode and beast mode. Not very much. Stays about the same height. So anyway, with that being said, this has been my look at the Earthrise Alicon. And the next review, like I said, will more than likely be Blue Streak. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, this has been Optitron Prime, and if you like this video, please feel free to leave a like on it, comment, subscribe, whatever it is you want to do. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment them, and I'll be sure to answer them for you. And yeah, that's about all there is to say. So this has been my look at the Earthrise Deluxe Class Alicon. And this is Optitron Prime saying, roll out.